Hello, everyone. It is the Prophet Michael David, aka Aries, and today is a very special day because it is my 46th birthday, my Taurus birthday. Okay, so the format for the video today, because it's my day. Firstly, I'm going to address the thumbnail of this video with just 3 screenshots of pages of algebra that I've done over the last 3 days. And then secondly, I'm going to address the title of this video, Shofar. The rest of it's just going to be about God. I'm going to talk to you about God. So firstly, the thumbnail on this video, what is that equation? Well, that is an equation for the best approximation you are going to get for the nth harmonic. It's algebraic. All you have to do is plug and play and you will get the nth harmonic. I will elaborate on this extensively and how I created this in my next video. But for now, for you math fans of my channel, I'm going to give you screenshots of the 3 pages of algebra that I did in the last 3 days to come up with that equation and some other stuff. And if you're really smart, you can see where I'm going. And now we segue into God stuff, or what some you would call religious stuff. And my question would be, do those 3 sheets strike you as the ramblings of a madman or the scriptures of a prophet? And one last thing before I start, in the full God stuff is that legitimate math? Yeah, it is. I'm basically using Robin and Ligarius's theory to try to prove Riemann's hypothesis. So look it up if you want to, but all right, here we go. So number one, am I claiming to be Mashiach? Yes, of course. I've claimed to be many times. And the Mahdi, and the Kalki, and the Emperors, and uh, the Pahana, and pretty much all the other end times prophets as well. And you might say, well, that can't be. And no, that's the only way it can be in the end times, because let's do the maths, because I'm good at that too. If you have one end times prophet, you get world peace because everyone rallies around one end times prophet. If you have two, you have world war. If you have three, you have a Mexican standoff. If you have four or more, you have world war. So the only ways that you don't get world war are with one or three end times prophets. And the only time you ever get actual, you know, peace is with one. Have I made a claim on all these prophecies? Yes, I did. A year and 36 days ago in Raphael's Horn, I made a claim on all of them. And then, as I was commanded to at the end of last year, I did a clarification video on all my claims on all the prophets as well. So now you're asking, okay, you're a prophet, so what are your prophecies, which I've described before? But I'll tell you right now again, my 3 prophecies are: number one, that if the people of the earth keep with their same management, the same 200 nation states that are currently running them, then in the next 3 to 5 decades, half the world's population will die, roughly 4 billion people. It will be utter chaos. Second prophecy is no matter what humanity does in the next 3 to 5 decades, in the next roughly 100 years, I think it's by the year 2022, humanity will have to face fend off an asteroid strike, a large asteroid that, while it won't kill everybody, no matter where it hits, it'll kill millions, maybe billions. And then the third one is that if you guys accept me as a prophet and all that entails, and humanity changes, that as a reward, that within my lifetime, however that long that is, that at sometime the star Betelgeuse will go supernova, giving humanity the greatest cosmic spectacle that most mortals in the universe have never seen. Okay, next, my miracles. As I've detailed in videos before, in the past calendar year, I solved the twin prime conjecture, the Collatz conjecture, the two conjectures associated with perfect numbers, and finally, I mean, I've solved Riemann. I know what it is. Um, I'm just trying to find out what the zeros actually are algebraically. That won't make any sense to anybody but the mathematicians. But yeah, I've done all that stuff, amongst other stuff. I put that sign up with the approximation for pi that nobody figured out. I could do one for E. Yeah, those are my miracles. And I guess next, I'm going to explain why I can do that. Okay, I've described this many times before. I am a prophet of God, but it's also, you can think of it in a spiritual way where you have connections to God and you can have different connections. I have, that's called the third eye, right? That's what everybody talks about, but you can have more eyes than that. I have the third eye, fourth eye, fifth eye, sixth eye, and seventh eye at the moment. Someday I will get an eighth eye. But they're all, again, just connections to what's called, what you guys call the Akashic records, but that's like calling it a single book. You should call it the Akashic Library because that's really what it is. It's like the cosmic library of Alexandria. And so, with that connection to the library, I'm able to pretty much crush any problem of my own or God's that I'm supposed to do. That's just how it works. In other words, uh, like if you're trying to convince me that I'm not a prophet, for one of my arguments against it would be that I'm just way too smart and I've gotten way too smart way too fast. That's just one of the side effects of the process if you survive it. Saying it in another way, the way she wants me to say it, like you can see the things the Michael can do that nobody else can do. Like he's rolled through like 3,000 years of mathematics that all combined mathematicians could not. Do you not think that he could solve the puny problems of your planet? Now, lastly, we're going to divulge into pure Shofar stuff. And for anyone that's made it this far, and for you that don't know what a shofar is a horn. It is a horn made out of a ram's horn that Jewish people blow during numerous religious holidays to signify unity amongst the Jewish people. And while some people, especially Jewish people, might tell you that it's from the Bible or the Torah, it's really not. All the horns in the Torah are silver, to my knowledge, and everything. The ram's horn is something that came up later, but it is ultimately a symbol of not Judaism, but Hebrewism, because God told Moses during Passover, this is your most holy holiday. Always remember this day, you know, and that your Mashiach is going to be an Aries, a ram. But then God also told Moses that when you give the tribes your blessings right before your death, make sure to tell them that their Mashiach will also be a Taurus. Now, to people that understand or follow the zodiac, combining the first two houses is not a simple feat. They're like oil and water. Um, they have been described as like, because they both have horns, they're both animals with horns, but they've been described as like magnets that butt like this. And they are very hard to combine for some very long reasons that I can describe to you in the future. But they were like opposites. They are very hard to combine. But the zodiac people would also agree in very, very rare situations that those two houses, like magnets, can shift. I mean, one can shift, the other can shift. And then all of a sudden, they interlock and they become pure synergy, almost like an engine, like an Iron Man thing that spins yin and yang. You can describe it that way. And most of the time, when people are talking about this, they're almost always about separate people, two people from uh, two different zodiacs. But to combine them into one thing and one person is, something special. Okay, lastly, before I sign off here, do as a claim prophet, end times prophet, do I understand exactly what that means and what it entails for the rest of the world and what I have to do? Yes, of course. Uh, do I look tired? No, no. I know what I need to do. I'm a prophet, I'm a seer. I have foreseen days that have not yet become. There's going to be this one day that's called Joke Day. There's going to be this one day called Antichrist Day, where I tell you about all the Antichrists. And then there's going to be one, How to Save the Earth Day. All these things that I've foreseen that have not become yet because I have a small YouTube channel and don't have the bully pulpit. I'm not talking to billions yet. Okay, rule number one, do not hurt each other. And rule number two, try not to lie. I will talk to you all later.